Okay, so how do I contribute to the diversity of Kentucky? The first thing that comes to mind is that I'm not from Kentucky. I'm originally from New York City, specifically from Hollis, Queens. And Queens County is actually the most diverse county in the United States. So for me, diversity, I just grew up with that being sort of part of the course, part of the deal. What it meant to be living in society is that you have to become comfortable interacting with people from all different kinds of backgrounds, and you needed to develop a capacity to move in and out of a lot of different situations with a lot of different people. So that's something I've always valued as a sort of a core aspect of competency and what it means to live and be in society. And since coming to Kentucky 2 years ago, and I'm in the role of Assistant Vice President for Institutional Diversity, it's been just a really interesting experience, just challenging people to maybe think about diversity in new ways. Oftentimes people talk about cultural competency and becoming culturally competent, and I often talk about the fact that none of us ever reaches a point where we arrive and there's no more work to do. That all of us have work to do when it comes to interrogating our beliefs, our biases, our assumptions, our stances. All of us have to do that work of being introspective and reflective in that way, and commit ourselves to a lifelong process, a lifelong journey of being willing to engage across differences, willing to hear opinions that are very different than ours. In our work with students, one of the things that we always say is that it's really important that in coming to UK that you don't only hang around with people that look like you, that think the way that you do, that hold your same religious beliefs, and we understand that there's comfort in doing that, and that human nature is to kind of coalesce in that way. But we really encourage students to choose growth over comfort, because growth comes in that exchange of ideas. And I think we're at a point, interesting point in society where people are becoming less and less willing to engage in meaningful ways with people who are on opposite ends of the spectrum. And that's along many different lines, whether it's race, class, sexual orientation, and the gamut. So I think, not only because of who I am, coming from New York City, as an African American male, and then also just in my particular role here, I would hope that I'm contributing to the diversity of Kentucky because I'm engaging in activities that are attempting to move the conversation forward and to reframe diversity not as something that is troublesome, but something that's actually an amazing opportunity. So again, with students, we say to them, if you come to the University of Kentucky and you don't take advantage of this opportunity, boy, you really have missed out. That diversity is part of what all of us are going to need to engage in, not just to be good people. That's really not what it's about in its entirety, but just to survive and be able to thrive in society is going to require all of us to have these sets of skills. Just thinking about other areas of diversity, something that people would not readily assume is that I'm actually a vegan. Been on this journey for, I guess, the last 6 or 7 months, so totally no meat, no dairy, and trust me, in Kentucky that's a hard thing to do. Pork is pretty much a flavor or an additive in most cuisine here in Kentucky. But here in Lexington, there's actually a very rich community that's interested in food and food systems and sustainability, urban gardens, and just really people being more mindful of where their food comes from and how that impacts their health. So that's a new area of diversity for me, but something that I'm also hopefully contributing to the environment here as I push people to think more consciously about the impact these things have. So, great question. Thank you very much.